So I got blessed with this gift on a rainy day. Usually I'm in this like big one that's not enclosed, and this one is so small. It's so perfect and just for me, and I feel so grateful because it's like, yay! How much these really cost? Like they're really expensive, and I had mine taken from the San Pedro precinct for my criminal court, and I never got it back. I didn't get my backpack. I didn't get none of my security license paperwork back. I didn't get my tin on my car. I didn't get my leather jacket that was like 500 and some odd dollars. I didn't get nothing back. All I got back was my cell phone and my IDs and my wallet. So really, I just been hopping in Periscope late in the evening and talking about some things as far as like 10:30 and being on Instagram now, and which is really crazy because he distinctly said he doesn't share none of his dreams, and it's just like, wow, he's really here and he's really on the internet, and he's in my face, and I really broke down and cried. Like I was talking about elixir and keeping people alive and some of the things that happened to me as a child. Like there was this guy there that was a popular football player, and I wasn't like a popular child, but he was popular, and I think we were in the 11th grade, and my mom took me to his house to actually watch a movie. She was going to drop me off. And he made it seem like it was okay. And we got there, and his mom put on this big masquerade of just like, oh, yeah, I know I said she can come over, but it was her first time like really seeing me. And it was like, she didn't know how to just say no. So we went inside to watch Finding Nemo while my mom stood outside the whole time talking to her. She never invited her in the house. And I almost cried like in front of the camera. I had to just cut off because it's all for like the worst daughter in the world. Like, how do you overlook something so mean? Like that's mean. It's like, why don't you just say, no, it's cold outside, mama has arthritis, and I know, like she didn't say nothing to me. And to this day I never asked her, like, hey mom, how do you feel about that situation when we went to so and so house and we watched Finding Nemo and we were just outside talking the whole time? I just have a lot of guilt on my heart. I've been taking it with a grain of salt, like, maybe I deserve this. There were some things that I was selfish about, wanting to be with certain guys, but like I said, I've never, dated into the Latino culture, and I've always said, like, I like the way their moms raised them, but I never dated them. Like, I always had this insecurity of me being dark skinned, and then, I don't know, I just didn't know a lot of Latinos after coming out of elementary school. It's like this crazy shift of just going into being around black people, and it's not something that I forced on myself. It's like my sister is 2 years older than me, and she kind of just like she's more welcome, like more accepted than I am. And the way I'm living now is the reality. Like if I didn't have a sister, this is how my life would be. Like I wouldn't have no basketball. I would be really chunky. I mean, like really, really fat. Like this how big I was when I was in middle school. Like I started playing in 7th grade. Like, whew. I didn't draw today. It started to rain. It's fancy to my surroundings. Somebody stole my shoe. I had a pair of like purple Asics from the Salvation Army, and somebody stole one. I think they took it either yesterday or the day before yesterday because I was wearing them, and I started wearing the Crocs that I got out the trash can because somebody threw them away. And it's just at the same time that I returned that blanket was the day that I found those Crocs in the trash can. And it is stressing me out. It's like, you guys still pay attention to me to take stuff. It's like, what? It made me feel like, why don't they just attack? Like, why don't they just do something? Like, they don't like me. Like, why do you just keep taking my stuff? Like, I'm still on the ground. Like, it takes time, and it's not stressful. Like, I'm not I'm not bothered by the way. It's like I'm more bothered by if I get on my feet and then they do witchcraft or something and just go in my house and be just living in my house dormant. And it's like, what? I miss my son. I have guilt about that, and I don't know. Like I told somebody my name and they didn't feel like my name. And I said, "Oh, my name is Aleta Harrison and this and this and this and that," but it didn't feel like the same. Like I call myself Lazer, Lazer, MP. It stands for Let Imson, same as Arabic, like Let Imson, Alita Michelle Harrison, but it still just don't feel right. Like not like I don't know who I am. It's like I do know who I am, but I'm still trying to give myself an identity and a name. Like so much of me has been lost because of people I let in my life, and I let them run off with it. Like they just come in my life to take from me, and they just go on. It's like in India, that's common. It's like, yeah, well, when it comes to religion, they be trying to get our attention in other countries, and I have a hard time dealing with it because it's like they really are comfortable just taking stuff. It's not ever a stop sign or a guilt feeling or where are they at in their life to see where they at. Like they'll be high off the hog and somebody will be damn near close to stepping in a grave just because they keep stealing from them. And it's like, it'll be hard. They'll be just sitting there thinking like they're the hardest person in the world, to where it's like I be bringing up MS-13 because I have a right to want to be educated. I have a right to ask somebody who's like good versus evil. You have the devil, you have God, and it's like I've studied God to where it's like I feel like I'm being shunned from reading the Bible because I look at little things that he says. Like let's say in the beginning of like Leviticus and Numbers, he talks about not welcoming woman's sorcery, but man's sorcery is acceptable. And it's like, oh, so sorcery is acceptable, but only by a man. And it's things like that that people overlook. Like they'll sit there and be like, the Bible don't say. I'm like, all right, you don't believe me? Fine. Read it yourself. All of them. Every single one of them. Beginning to end. It says that. A talking donkey and him making a donkey talk. And then somebody talking about divination because they want to curse Jacob. And it's like, where is the devil? Like right at the detriment. Like why I gotta get all the way to Job? Like where is he? It's very hard to find things on the devil. Like you have to look in the witchcraft or encyclopedia, and it's like, why are you looking for him? And it's like, I don't know what this is that's attacking me. And I was told that when your voice doesn't stay the same, that's supposed to be the devil. And I'm like, nobody knows about the devil. Like nobody goes looking for him and says, oh, it's like nobody wakes up and says, oh, where's MS-13? Like I don't know anybody who's that fucking stupid who would go do that just to go bang and then sit there and play the victim and run from it. Like that's the stupidest fucking thing I've ever seen in her life. So like I be sitting here watching videos like not as a sense of wanting to be from it, but it's like I can say that my mom raised me, and then the street like, it's like, why are you the way you're? Oh, MS-13, the cartel, things that they put in our face and was reluctant to teach us about, and just stay in the way and being respectful. And then it's like I get hit by like black people, and I'm like, wow, like what did I do wrong? Like I'm very respectful. I don't try to shake the bone. I guess it really is like more than just territory. Maybe it's just ego because I'm like, what did I do wrong, you guys? Like I need some help here because I don't have an understanding of what's wrong. I mind my business. I don't talk to people, and they start to like follow like voodoo, witchcraft. Like there's things that I had to read in the encyclopedia to know were real and that were done in ancient times, where it's like they really do that shit. I don't know that. It's crazy.